Hi, listeners, how are you? How's your day going? Morning going? Joe Walter, hi, what calling? Yeah, I mean, for you it's 9, as far as I know. GK, hi, what calling? I had questions for you. and now I forgot. Fuck's sake. I had a question for you, GK, when I was re-watching in my head the website that you shared yesterday, and I thought, I should ask that, and then I forgot, and now it came back. It wasn't a question. What a dumbass. We talked about that on Discord. I said I had examples to show you, and I didn't show you examples yesterday. So, of exposed grid layouts. So I thought we could go over that, but then, because I forgot, I don't know if I still have them somewhere. Anyways, it's good. It's fine. Everything is okay. Everything will be fine. Yeah. I guess it's probably in there. I'm looking at my Pinterest boards because that's where I have all of the things. I mean, I'm gonna reiterate what I said last time, but the case studies, think about it as an article. Like that's most likely gonna be true, at least to me. Like if it's I'm gonna wait for you to be back, because otherwise that's kind of a waste of both of our times. But yeah. In the meantime, I am looking at that to make sure that I can find things for exposed grid. So exposed grid is the name that we have chosen, decided. I don't know how to explain it, but it's when you have the grid exposed. Who would have thought? No, it's when you have the lines of the grids or the patterns or some elements that have structural elements visible on your layout. I think this one has them half the time. I want more than just one though. I know on one of my other boards we have it, but it's a very old, to me, it's a very old design pattern that has died extremely fast, but it's making a comeback in a subtle way, and I kind of like it most of the time. So GK is trying to build that same pattern in the website portfolio type of thing, and so having some references could help. So it's not on this one. This one is apparently dead, so I made a mistake on this one. Cool. These ones are more processes from what I did last. I know one, I know where it is, on landingpage.ninja, so we can go there right after. But for now, I need to check if I could find the one that I have in my head, which are simple, but apparently I can't find them, as always, when I'm trying to find something that is supposed to be to display and to showcase an example. It doesn't exist. This one has something visible. I doubt it's as much. This one also has a grid. Yeah, kinda. Like a lot of the one that I'm clicking on are just boxes. You have the outline around the elements, but it's not really the grid or the layout that has been added to the page that is visible. It's just like in some situation or in some sections you have boxes, which is not the same thing. But also I have so many pins on Pinterest that it's a lot. Yeah, you could go. That's kind of why I'm trying to find the examples that I have in my head, because some of them are deconstructed, asymmetric, off-grid grids. So you have the content that is based on a grid, but most of the things are offsetted, which could be interesting for you to just take a look at. But obviously, I can't find it. So that's gonna be harder to showcase what I'm talking about if I can't show you the thing. This one is kind of similar-ish. It's just on one sections though. The bottom of these. I know the style. As I said, it's a thing that was really popular around 2016. 2015, 2016 has been really pushing for grid visuals to emphasize on the deconstructed design at the time. Like InVision Studio as well was really an offsetted square pattern. You can see that on some of my old work that is really from that time, and it's just offset content. And you have a bit of a grid in the background. It's not like kind of like this one, even though I'm far away, but that's the era of design that I'm looking for. But it's not these fucking design thingy, and I can't find the one I'm looking for is the bluish purple color scheme thing with a lot of images and a lot of offsetted content, and it's not there. It's not there. Just the one that was interesting-ish. A lot of them are using, or a lot of that era of design are using blocks to unconsciously showcase the grid, but not have the lines. So something like this one, for example, the grid is visible and is understandable with the blocks themselves, because right, they are all like kind of aligned, and you are thinking, well, the minimal column that we have is that block, so this one is a 2 column width thingy, this one is also a 2, so that means that this one is like a 4 based thing, and so that makes sense. Ashley, have a good look. Thanks a lot for looking. I appreciate that. So it's a thing that you could do for the case studies specifically, but it's not the one. This one is a weird one. They use like a square to showcase the fake grid. Same thing here, like on Harvard you have something that's bigger, but it's not really as visible as I thought it would be. Maybe Creative Mint used to do that, but yeah, they most likely just had some previews of content, but yeah, they used to do that a lot. So you can see some things around here. Yeah, that's the person that I had in mind. Cool. They had grid that is not a repeating grid. So the first section is like, you can see that you have a line here, like a small ass column on the side, and then you have 2 singular big-ish columns, but they are not the same width. So that is really interesting of a over time, compared to something like this one, which is extremely symmetrical and everything. All columns have the same width, and all of that is pretty nice. But you can see that this thing is offsetted. So all of these creations from that person are great, and I would highly recommend you to take a look at them. The one that I was looking for specifically, because I know that it is from them. Let's see if they still have them on Dribble. I hope. These are cool. This one is pretty nice. I think it's this one. Kinda ish. The reason why I like these ones is the creator themselves have added the fully fleshed out design as a preview, and then they also have what I call the blueprints, which they usually use blue, and so that's why I call that blueprints, which is just the wireframes-ish emptied layout. So you can just have an idea of what is what without being distracted by the images or the colors or all the things. And so I do love these, but they created another one that I kind of liked in the past, which is, I think, this one. It's kind of similar, but this one doesn't have the grid that I had in mind, which is sad. Yeah, but technically, yeah, that creator right here is great. Will have most of their content with grid, either visible or not, offsetted or not, but still, like, really helping you to see things. It's mostly landing pages, so case studies, not really. But as I said, if you are looking for case studies layouts, just look at blogs. Like, looking for blogs, blog layout either on Pinterest or on Dribble or on wherever, you will have things that just make sense to you or make no sense to you, and some of them will be interesting, some of them will not work for the design that you have, but maybe you can just repurpose that layout type of thing, where you have a bit of a preview of an app, if it's a mobile app, on the side, and then you have a blog on the right. But all of these could work for case studies. Once again, I do personally prefer when the case studies are short, or at least when the beginning of the case study is presentation visuals, like problem visuals, solution, and then thinking methods, what we've done. Like, I know that you are more of a UX research person, which then implies like there is a lot of text involved in the case study, compared to me that is more solution oriented, which has more of a visual end goal relationship with the problem. So it's different, but all could work. Yeah, look for blogs. Blogs will help 100%. Like bitch. Also, do we have no music? Is it dead? It's not dead, it's just for me. Cool. All good. You've had a preview of today's assignment. Apparently, Pinterest is just dead. I think it's just a single thing. Doesn't really have any highs or low. I'm saying that because, sorry for the back and forth, because this is still making noises, or at least it should be. Yeah, this is dead. This search right now just decided that's not... No more. Okay, cool. No more of this. Not 1,000 bits yet. Soon though. Before we start with the assignment of today and we have the reveal of what it is, even though you've seen that 12 times already, I have things to talk about. Again, I talked about this on Discord slightly. Someone else decided to create, once again, Vision Pro type of UI. And it pisses me off. Again, they have a 3D modeling tool in a 3D environment set inside of a fucking window. This makes absolutely no sense to me. You are in a 3D environment and you are limiting your user to be able to interact with the 3D thing that they are trying to build into that flat fucking surface, when technically they are showcasing that you have the ability to showcase in real time the 3D thing that you are building in here, right? So that's hypothetical, but they are limiting themselves to this. This makes absolutely no sense to me. And on the message that I was saying on Twitter, I do understand that the UI currently of these apps is really anchored and truly appreciated by people, and people do enjoy doing things inside of them. And so rethinking the entirety of how they work for spatial environment is a lot of work. But this is the dumbest thing in my head. Like, it is already a 3D thing. It is already a 3D Canva environment where you are, when you are building in Blender, for example, you are immersed on your screen because you just have this. And other 3D modeling tools inside of VR headset today have a very different way of interacting with it, where the hands contain the tools and the layers are just things that you can pick because they are in front of you. And so all of that should be revamped and redesigned entirely. And so that pissed me off. So I had to talk about it today. Yeah, I think a company like Blender, or a company that already built 3D app for VR or AR, will dominate the market for the Apple Vision Pro if they port their apps already, because it works inside of a 3D 360 environment. And it works with like your pinches and how you interact with objects. It just makes sense to me if I am in a 3D tool with my mouse and keyboard, and I want to pick up a cube, I will go on the cube, click on it, and then move it around. Cool, that makes sense. But if I'm in a 3D environment and I have these things called hands, some people don't have them, I agree, but if I do, having the ability to just pick up the fucking cube with my hand and just move it to the side makes way more sense than what they are trying to achieve right here, which seems to still be like mouse and keyboard for no fucking reason. I don't get it. Anyways, there was that. And then there was this one, which is on a positive note. This is the most impressive use of 3D rendering of a logo that I've seen in a while. Like, this logo being extremely flat and still working flat, but then seeing it in a glass panel colored thing is just so great. And I just wanted to share that. So you can also see the things for yourselves. But this is great. We need a positive thing for today after the fucking 3D in 3D in a flat window. Anyways. This was great. So, officially speaking, today is Assignment Tuesday, which means you can type !assignment in the chat to have the assignment of the week. But today is a lamp, as the title of the stream implies. And so I found this a while back. And we're not going to do the side views. We are going to do the top view because it looks like a toggle that is more or less 3D. So we have that set up, and that is the challenge for today. So if you type !assignment in the chat, you will have the link to the original picture. Yeah, it's a great base. Can I do that directly? Yeah. And I will just post it in the Discord. I should have done that before. And we can start on that. It is really simple. We have everything set up. As I said, this is a toggle, but it's also a lamp. So I don't know exactly how and what type of interaction I want to do. I know it doesn't really move. It's not a toggle thing to turn on the light or not turn on the light. It could, but it's not. But yeah, we have some things available. So let's just duplicate it and make a frame around it. And let's see. So I will once again start with the same exact behavior that I had last time, which is creating the guidelines for the outer layer of these. So just adding some rules around my elements so that I have more or less the good sizes for everything. It seems to be here. This one is going to be a bit more tricky for some reason. I feel like this is heftier. Oh yeah, that's why. I was about to say, it seems heftier than the top. That's because I wasn't paying attention once again. And it's going to be really simple, as in it is really simple shapes. The challenge on this one is going to be the realism and the perspective of some elements. For example, the distance in between that wall and the bottom of the shelf. It's going to be kind of interesting to create and build. I think we need like 3 different layers to be able to do that. So we'll see how that can be done. I'm also thinking out loud as I'm creating my rules or rulers. As in, maybe it can be just one layer here, and then the inner is going to be another secondary layer to make the bottom of the shelf, maybe. But as you can see, the distance in between these two and the distance in between these two are not exactly the same. So the picture with the perspective from the camera is skewed a tad, and we'll need to fix that, or at least think about it when we are building it. That is the idea. That is the idea. I had also a thing right before I continue on that. For fuck's sake, Figma. I did a thing this morning as a small warm-up. I had it more grain than it needed to be, but yeah. This is like 4 layers. And it's really simple. I was thinking about doing that as the assignment for today, but it took me like literally 10 minutes. The thing that took me the longest time was the the blur effect right there that is still not great. But yeah, at least you have a bit of a preview. It was really easy, yeah. So that's why I don't know if it's necessary. So from what I can see here, that blob is not a rectangle. It is I have a set of things, as I said, like all of these pages have predefined assignments already. So I know exactly what has been set, but then sometimes I see more things when I'm scrolling through Pinterest, and as I said, I have like a board that only me can see. Some of these are easier than others for me. Like, this looks extremely complicated. It is the easiest shit ever, because everything is sharp. Like, you don't have blur to be added. Like, it's just pen tool work, and everything needs to be sharp. So that should be really easy. I was thinking about doing this one as well because it's simpler than the bag, and it's the same thing. It is really simple. I'm reiterating, but like, this is really just sharp lines and that's it. And it's gradient. The only complicated thing is gonna be the pattern right here and the pattern right there. But other than that, that's simple. But yeah, in there we have things that are like more complicated. I'm thinking that this one is gonna be at the end of the assignment Tuesday thing for this year. Depending on how long we do them this time. But this is complicated. This will take a fat 4 hours for me. So yeah, that's gonna take some time, and that's not for right now. But we also have things like these that we've talked about in the past, because Khalil was creating something. Tex, hi, welcome in. I could have said a fat 3 hours. Yes, that is true, but it's probably gonna take 4, even 5, to have the details and all of that. But yeah, like these things, the smaller details for the button textures and all of that. This is interesting for the newest generation of UI that people are starting to build. So that could be a good assignment as well. And yeah, I have things like this is the same thing. This is just sharp content. There is no transitional things going on, and the only thing that is kind of annoying is all of the shapes that you will create will need to have angular gradients, but that's it. Other than that, it looks complicated, but it is really simple. And I want to remind everybody once again that someone, not me, did this. And yes, this is Figma. This is like entirely made in Figma, and yeah, that's it. No words. This shit is just, look at that. It's just gradients and shapes. It's just like, you can also find the tweet itself right there. If you want to take a look at it, I know that they have the Figma file somewhere in their Figma profile, I think. But yeah, as they said, they have used some Adobe stock for the textures, because obviously like the scratches and all of the hair and all of that is that's just way too much work. But all of the fucking gradients are just, well, gradients. And that's the original. That's the original thing that is made by Romer on, I think it's Cinema 4D for this one. But yeah, that's crazy. So you can do whatever the fuck you want in Figma, once again, but just reiterating on that. But yeah, these ones, same behavior, but still, it's just like gradients. I know it looks complicated. It's not. The Mona Lisa is just lines of colors. If you think about it, you're gonna hear something weird coming from me as a designer, but I think most of the Mona Lisa is kind of shit compared to some of the other paintings that came out in the same era. Like it's not the most realistic painting. It is great. I'm not saying that is bad, but it's just not the best thing that we could look at from the same era. Anyways, we have a lot of things that maybe we will do at some point. Details like this. But yeah, this one from this morning, I might do some of the other ones tomorrow just for test, warming up. Like this one is really cute. Paper is really nice. This is one that I did in the past, and they're good. Yeah, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. Anyways, the lamp. The official lamp. So we have that overall layout done. I have a feeling, or it's not really a feeling, I know that the radius here will probably have a bit of an issue with making it with the radius tool. Like, I'm not against trying, but I do feel like it's gonna be hard to match. Like, it's gonna be here plus some corner handling. Like, maybe 100% could work. Make that red for now. Right, it's close, it's not ideal. Like specifically here, I feel like we will need to offset some points here and there to get the curve right. Specifically here. I don't feel like it's gonna be that easy. Or we could cheat and just do like the closest possible, but not the entirety of thing. Debatable. But it's not gonna work. You can see how here we have a 3 pixel outline that needs to happen. So we'll do that after. Yeah, I did that at some point. I did 1 pixel out thing, and then Figma crashed so many times that I deleted the file. But yeah, it's feasible. That's all I can say. It is an option. It's not the best option, but it is an option. Yeah, you see how the internal thing is not really good? Like, we need to be somehow here for the outline there, but then on this side we need to be here, and then that thing doesn't work. Like, this is the start. The start needs to be there, and then the The corner smoothing doesn't work at that level of corners. Not really. So there is like a lot of tiny adjustment that will have to happen to make this more realistic. So we'll see. We will see. The distance in between the two is 13. Let me make that 13 as well. I said 13. So that we have something that is kind of, right, 21, 21 on both sides, kind of aligned. And we can play with this, and then let's duplicate this one again.
Dancy001 is now following.
Dancy? I guess. Hi, well, go on in. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? Thanks a lot for the follow. I appreciate that. It's better, but it's not right. I fucked up. It's good. Everything is okay. It's good at, it was good at the top, but it's not good anymore. For fuck's sake. This is almost good in terms of alignments. It also looks like it makes that blue, so that I can see the difference between the red and the blue, which one I'm supposed to look at. This is pretty good. Not gonna lie, this is pretty good. It's kind of flat on the sides, but it's pretty much better than these ones. So let's keep that. This needs to be fixed, and these ones need to be fixed specifically on that corner and that outer. So either we do an outline of them so that we have access to the nodes, or we add points. Still debating on that. We'll see. I think it's going to be easier to outline, so Command E to make sure that the vector points, the Bezier curve points are, well, on points. That's the plan. And then on these ones, I think I will just align the inner thing as close as I can and then fix it manually, and then we can get rid of these because they are underneath the knob. So that shall be easier. And for the sake of Lenny, hi, welcome on in. Sorry for bumping the mic. For the sake of the exercise, I have a feeling that it could be interesting to get the inner shadow with an inner shadow instead of a secondary element. Both work, but if we make it well enough, we should be good with an inner shadow placement to get that thing properly done. We're gonna try that. We're gonna try that. Cool. So now that this is aligned and placed, I can get rid of my rulers, things. How is today's going, Denny? Is it a good morning? Bad morning? A morning? Not a morning? 17, 16. Yeah, they are kind of close, but they are not identical either. The offset is throwing me off. Can we do that? Yes, we could. So the knob itself is going to be above everything. I'm going to please Ashley and name my layers. I mean, this is supposed to be called a thumb, if you know. That's the floor, and that's the rim. Pretty bad morning. What happened? $30 stream? That's a lot. Thanks a lot for the streak. I appreciate that. Still, for 30 stream, which is like 1 month's worth of stream. I mean, in terms of amount of days, you should get more than 450 points. I'm gonna say that again because that is the truth. Let's get rid of that, or maybe, you know what? Is that a gradient? No, it's a singular shape. Cool. If I do this, we then have that. Cool. And then Shift X, so we have these. Debatable. I'm thinking about using the stroke here to get the value. Right, something like this, and then that stroke is going to take that color. But then I'm seeing that we have a bit of an highlight on the side. I have doubts. We'll see in a second. This one is going to have a stroke as well. It is going to be black, which is the inner lining curve thingy. It's pretty easy to get. And then this thumb is, we have a lot of grain, so that's cool. So that's the color. And we have an inner shadow and an inner shadow. So far, pretty easy. And we have a bit of a drop shadow as well to drop on the outer line thingy. Don't know how to call it. Let's see. So, inner shadow first. It is firstly pure white. It's gonna be somewhere around here. We have the offset is 45 degrees, so it's not gonna be straight down, but it's kind of soft around here. So I'm thinking maybe it's a minimal spread, and good. Let's make it red for now so that I can see how it's going, where it's going. I mean, once again, from the thing that that we've said in the past, Denny, having fun with friends is something that you need to do or want to do, or is nice, rather than just like working and working and getting money and working. Like, enjoy yourself from time to time, or often, you decide. Some people will say often is too much. Some people will say often is not enough. So, you know, you decide. But make sure that you are not regretting later on in your life that you didn't enjoy life enough, and or other things like this. So yeah, do what you have to do to make your life fun and enjoyable. It's gonna be fine. I bought once again I bought one can of something to drink after a while, because it looks nice. I'm gonna show you that in a second, but you'll see, it looks nice. I mean, to me it looks great. You know what I should have done? Just a duplicate of these two rather than what I just did. And these are gonna be here. This one is gonna be -8, -4, and this one is going to be -4, -4. Let's just offset it. Black for now. It's going to be a bit more for brown later, but yeah. Blood in the beer is kind of strong though. Soft, cool. We may need a bit of a darker outline here. Apparently. Small detail, but it seems to make sense. 1 second, I'm gonna show you the can. If you've seen I don't know. I can't leave it at that. I have the inner shadows and all of that to do as well. If you stalked me on the internet and specifically on the Instagram, you may have seen the same company that got my wallet for the last picture that I have, which is this. This is a very minimalistic potato chips, crisps if you are English. And today I discovered that they also have this can that is really in the same vein of minimalistic. Yeah, no, the Wagyu Mafia is really nice. But the can itself is pretty interesting. I don't think you would be able to see the detail on that can. It has a bit of a texture, like a paper texture on the outside, which is pretty interesting. I don't know how it tastes. I don't know if it's good. The ultra garlic potato chips were pretty good. Very much regular garlic level, but you know, we never know. So let's see what that is. Maybe it's shit. Maybe. It has a lot of airball flavors. It's good. It is good. I don't know what whiskey they have in the back. So, for those of you who don't know what highball is, it is one of the most popular drinking drinks in Japan. And a highball is basically whiskey with soda water, like fuzzy water. Cat, hi, welcome on in. And so depending on the whiskey that you have, it's more or less good. It is kind of weird for me as someone who likes whiskey overall to dilute it down, but it's pretty nice. Yeah, Danny, that might not be good for you as a discussion. Cat, you missed the matching potato drink. All of that. Anyways, going back to this. We have a need for that shadow as well. So this one is going to be an inner shadow also, but it's going to be massive. So this is going to be right. I'm thinking somewhere around here with more blur. Feels like a pretty good option. And then for the inner, that's where we are going to... Sorry. About here. Don't worry about it. I'm happy you took a nap. I am. That's good news. That is good news. It is still... Alright, we need double... would it be possible to design this with frames instead of shapes? Yes. No. What I have right now, yes. What I will have at the end, no. Because, as I said, because of the radius that we have, you were not here, I think, when we said that. Because of the radius that we have, that is not really a fully radiated thing. It's not perfect, and it's also not like a smoothing corner at 100%. We will have to go in and tweak them manually, or we can just leave them there and say that it's fine, but it feels weird. So because it needs to be manually changed later, I do feel like we might not be able to. Yes, this button will be able to be repeated in CSS, but it's not a button, it's a lamp. That's the fun part. It's a fucking lamp. You were not supposed to think when you see just the top. You're like, okay, it's a toggle. No, it's a lamp. So we're not gonna do the side view, we're just gonna do the top view for today. I feel like the top section needs more alignments, more blur, more things, more everything. Right, somewhere around here. Let me just then offset that less, something like 24, 48. I don't know, more blur though, to be more diffused. And then we will duplicate this and make it less diffused. Right? That seems pretty much better to get that transition right here. The color needs to change. It is ugly, yeah, but it's a fun exercise to recreate this because it's not supposed to be a UI element. That's what makes it interesting for the Assignment Tuesdays. Every time, that's the reason. I think we're good. So this is gonna be annoying. I am gonna say that right now. The reason why it is annoying is because the stroke, I cannot have an effect on top of the stroke. The stroke is taking the z-index positive compared to the effect. So if I have an inner shadow, the stroke is going to be on top of it. And I cannot have that highlight right there on top of my border. So I think my rim needs to be duplicated, and it should have no fill and a bit of a outline like that, maybe at even 1, just to get the transition. Also, it will help to get the shadow on the other side, so I feel like that could be fine, but that is debatable. It is subtle though, so for now, let's do that. It's gonna be somewhere around here ish. I think it needs a bit of an angle to highlight the top, And then we duplicate it. Duplicate that thing. Take the second one, move it to the other side. And instead of being white, it's gonna be black. Right? Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Cat has been non-sleeping lately, Ashley. So if you could do something about it, I would appreciate it. You have more power than me on that situation. She needs the sleep. Nah. What do you mean she doesn't? She do. She does. She has. She whatever. I said nothing. Forget about it. I'm gonna add a teeny tiny amount of layer blur, like a 0.5 thingy. It's not gonna be visible, really, but it's just gonna smooth the transition in between the two to get the rounded effect on the outline. Like, it's subtle, but like that's basically what this is. This is the fall off of the shadow. We have the same thing here. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm trying. I know it won't work, but you know, what else can I do? I feel like an inner shadow could work, but also this is a rectangle, and for some reason I think the spread is there. Cool. Sorry, I said nothing. So yeah, I feel like that you see that fall off right there would help us right here, but also the transition here is something that we can't really have, so that's going to be hard. You both need sleep. You both need some sleep. That is the truth. Yeah, that might be a sign. Yes, indeed. Indeed. So I'm just trying to get that color right, which is not much. It's just a bit of a gray. Well, you know, it's a bit of a gray. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. Yeah, you do need money as well. I don't know if you've seen the Chinese thing. I mean, I think I sent it to you, Kat, at some point. But if you look not Asian, you can go in China and be paid to be a foreigner presenting person in shops, in ads, in restaurants. And you are paid to be there. Just because you look different and you look foreigner and they like it. And you can make decks while doing nothing. That's a thing. You could try. I don't know. And I've seen another one where you can dress as a monkey in China again and be fed fruits by tourists, and you earn $1,000 per day. It's a famous monkey. But yeah, that happens. This is China, not Japan, but yeah. I'm adding a bit of a layer blur on a secondary inner thing to get the transitions right there, but I'm also seeing that we have a bit of an highlight. China is great. I think, once again, you not knowing, China is pretty impressive. So maybe look into it, because China is great. Yeah. I think the main issue that I have with most people views on China is they only know China by what they've seen in the media, and it's most of the time just untrue informations. There are things that are true 100%, but I don't even think it's entirely true. I think the censorship is a thing, yes, 100%, but I don't think it is as much as people think it is, and as complicated as it seems to be. But also, me being me and being extremely happy with technology and integration with everything, like, data privacy is not an issue for me. Like, it doesn't exist anyway, so why not just give it to the government that you are living with in the first place? Dubai is not a thing for me. See? That's an issue. For me, that's kind of sad. Well, if I do that, then I will have my spread broken, wouldn't I? I think. Also, Dubai is not for me. It's complicated. I'm not gonna expand on that one. I could, but yeah, no. Dubai is kind of. It feels to be built on things that are not so good, if I can say that. As in, the only reason why it's so luxurious-ish is because they own oil, most of it. And because of that, they can do whatever the fuck they want, which makes sense. But, bitch, what the fuck? But, yeah, I don't know. It's also 2-1 for me, 100%. But it's also kind of not really good for certain types of humans. It's not even a belief system, it's more it feels fake. I know that sounds weird, but it feels like it's not a country that would exist if or would be as prosperous if the oil wasn't a thing, and which makes sense. But then once again, if you remove that thing that they don't have much left. At least in my views. Maybe I'm wrong. Once again, I don't fucking know. Let's say I'm probably wrong, but yeah, it feels like it's kind of lacking personality. That sounds weird, but yeah, that's about it. If that makes sense. So right now I'm just making sure that I have my things to be kind of more rounded-ish to get the initial shape better to see. I feel like the shadow inside is kind of strong. But it is the same color though. Kinda. Yeah. Could be a bit darker. So what am I missing? I'm missing the full off shadow on this thing right here. Yes, please do that. Cat, do that. Oh, also for those of you who like changing themes, I added something new to the Switch themes. Don't do orange because orange is way too close to the current one, but you might see some changes on the theme switches. Tiny changes, but not much. That secondary outline is kind of... it's kind of bad. It is kind of bad. Anyways, I think one more drop shadow and we might be good. We need something here to get whatever color that is not orange. Orange is way too close to default. If we change from like blue to orange, you can see the changes, but if you change from red to orange, it's like so subtle that it's not as fun. But it's you decide the color you want to see. So now we also have this that changed color. That's the new thing, which is fun. It was kind of simple to add. It's the same filter on everything, basically. It's just enable, disable, but that's working now. So we have everything changing. I will try to make the these banners also change with the theme. I don't know how much I can do that because they already have a lot of different colors. Like this one is orange, this one is more or less blue. So the switch to make it more aligned with the theme is going to be complicated, but that is going to be interesting, at least for me. Yo. Yeah, do that. Maybe. Shit, that's kind of bad. I mean, you should all come here. No, you should do whatever the fuck you want, but you could come here. Here is pretty good. I don't know how much longer I will stay there though, but come here, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really talk about it, Kat. I didn't really update you on that situation thingy, but I had a job interview on Monday, which is yesterday, and it didn't went well, which is good. It the chat that I had was good, but the overall like company wasn't really a fit for me. There is something that the guy that is the CEO, shit, I fucked up something here, kind of made me doubt the company's future, being I asked about the vision of my position in the company and my impact on the company, and what would be the vision for that company at like 5 to 10 years. You tell me if you have the same feeling, but his answer was the goal is to be acquired. What is your gut feeling to that? The goal was to sell the company to someone that is bigger than us. What's your gut feeling reaction to this? Yeah, right? Have a good 3 hours work session. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily going to fail, but to me, when you are like building a company that you are showcasing as enthusiastically building, and also like really happy to build something that users are interested in, but your goal in the end is just to get a mil or two to sell the company. I have a hard time with that. I've said that in the past, but it feels bad. Really doesn't really align with me as much as it should or could. And yeah, so that happened, and I feel like some people do agree with that. It's kind of weird. It's a weird mentality. Some of my previous bosses had the same view in a way, and that feels like a mistake. Shit, no, that's not that. Wasn't the fucking direction in which we needed to go. That's gonna be weird, but we are gonna try and align these things. Looks like ass. I don't know how I can get that shape well, because it's not a circle. I could start from a circle. That's true. I might work. Let's see. Let's go back to a fucking square so that we have the right size, and I can just do that. If I do square and I rounded the corners, I'm getting something that is not as squiggly as this thing. What I'm thinking right now is if I'm doing these. So I'm getting the mirror angle and length, and I can do this. It's almost right. Shit. It's creating the right shape though, so that's good. I have a feeling that it's not big enough. That's what she said, but yeah. It is though. What did I mess up? It is aligned with the line. It's kind of weird. First of all, it's not further in enough. Oh shit, yeah, that's... You see, it's supposed to be here. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be okay, I guess. Let's make it less. Just a smidge. Just a smidge. Yeah, no, it looks like shit. Sorry. That section at the top, I'm guessing the reason why it's looking like shit is because the outline is supposed to have the exact same shape as the inner, and that's why it's just broken. Ashley, you should come here. I mean, I know you're still working for the next 3 hours, but the yen is currently at its all-time low compared to euros or dollars, and banks are still giving out loans with a negative percentage of repayment kind of thing. So that's kind of crazy. But you can come here. Here is fine. Alright, so how the fuck do I do that? So Alaska would be nice, but if you are not fit for the cold, Brussels is fine, but the weather will probably hit you. It is kind of gray. It's fine, but it's kind of gray. It's like Paris. It's the same climate type of thing. Dubai is like too hot. So you decide if you want that. And yeah. That's about it. Can I do that? Is that an option? Can I just drop this here? Get rid of this point and this point? And just get that line. Bitch. Can I do that? I feel I can't do that. Mainly because it's too small. But that is the curve that I need to have. Even though it should be a bigger curve. But yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna be that person, but kinda. Um, my mood has been impacted by the weather here, and we don't really have gray days that last for weeks at a time. In Paris, we had, or we have, it's probably going to be the opposite. It's gray most of the time, and then sometimes we have sun. Here is the opposite. In Japan, it's just like, because it's an island and there is a lot of wind, the sky is most of the time extremely blue. I mean, you've seen that in the past. If once again, if you have like stalked me on Instagram, you can see how most of my skies, it's just fucking blue. Sometimes we have clouds. Wow. But most of the time it is the bluest thing I have ever seen in my life. And yeah, there are days where clouds exist, but most of the days it is just fucking blue all the time, and that has impacted my overall mood since I came back here, and that's kind of good. So if you're someone who is mood impacted by the weather, you could come here. Stacks, hi, welcome on in, and it could be good, could be interesting, could be nice, all that. If I do that, I'm fucked. Cool. That's a good thing to think about. So let's double the size of this thing. Let's use a Command K, shall we? But we have the right sizes for this thing. I just want the curve to be good. How are you, Stacks? How is everything? That's the question. Oh, that's room number 1. Shit. Alright, so if we have this and we do that properly, we need to duplicate points in the center. Oh! Alright, I need both of these to be outside. I need just one. I should use the other one. I need just this one. I need 2 of these, and one of them needs to get that out, and the secondary needs to get that out, so that we have both things. And then that is gonna just do this. Cool. The taxes thing, I think you are making a mistake. Let me expand on that. But a country that has a high level of taxes is not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's most of the time a good thing to have high taxes on the country if the implementation and use of these taxes is good. If you think US, for example, and that's usually where we are going for or coming from, it is bad. The amount of taxes they have that is not put in place properly, it's kind of making no sense. When you think about it, like in countries like Finland, Sweden, Japan, France, all that, the amount of taxes that we pay is extremely high compared to other like countries, but the infrastructure that we get based on those taxes is most than incredible, and I would highly recommend you to take a look at what the taxes are going to rather than the amount of taxes that you have to pay. Because if you think about it in countries like, I don't know, Vietnam or the Philippines, all of that, where the amount of taxes is low, the infrastructure that you have around you is not the best. It's good, but it's not the best. When you think about the US, the taxes are astronomically huge, but the infrastructure that you have is kind of shit. When you think about like trains, for example, for transport, in the US, the fastest train is slower than the slowest train in France. And so that is one of the reasons why they don't move in trains, for example, because the infrastructure that is put in place is kind of shit. So all of that to say that the fact that they have high taxes in some situations is not necessarily a bad thing. You can take it as a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a really bad thing to have. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm done rambling about taxes, but it is kind of the point. All right, that's way better. Cool. I need a secondary one for the inner section, but in order to do the inner section, I need that as well to be. I need a K here on this one as well. Seems pretty good. Oh. Cool. And you pee. 1 second. Or 2 minutes. All of that, you know. You're used to it now. Have a good grocery run. Guessing you're already out. We are almost done with this thing. Went faster than I thought it would. We are kind of close. It's also like, I think I pipped the colors on the wrong thing. But yeah, also by replacing the shapes, we have lost some namings, so we rename things. Thumbs. Do we have cowboy in Japan? Yeah, in the initial terms of things, we have boys and girls that are taking care of cows. Yes, that's a thing. But then we have ninja, we have samurais, we have other things that are kind of more interesting to me than cowboys. Which, I don't know. Cowboys are just taking care of cows. That's it. Gun safety. Indeed. More interesting. More interesting. I would agree with that. Ah. That's stronger. Stomach has been fed. What is what type of soup? I don't even think now is soup. It's a bit too fast for soup. I'm thinking something different. Am I right? I don't think so. Holy shit! Sorry, that was strong. Alright. Alright. Not the biggest fan of oatmeal, but some people like it. Not gonna complain. People say it's good for you, so why not? Why not? Alright, let's about here, right? Maybe less blur. It's supposed to go on top of, so I'm thinking maybe 8.8 to have the 45 degree. And the color, I don't know. It's something that needs to be very dark to apply properly, but I'm thinking instead of getting it as a solid color, basically getting it as an overlay, maybe? An overlay will be a bit strong, so maybe hard light with... Yeah, something like this could work. Let's do 4.4 or 6.6. It's smaller. The idea of the blending mode is to get the color to, well, blend with the background and making sure that it feels included. I feel like that's okay, but we're still missing some things. I don't know how to fix that though. Yeah, I think I will have to, but also the noise that we have here is not that much. It's really smooth. Really smooth. And I don't know how much noise we need to bring in. I think my main issue here is the amount of fall off that I have. If you count the distance in between the edge and the end of the shadow itself is about like 20 points. And when you look at this one, it's way closer, meaning that the radius, the physical radius on that thumb is probably small. Well, I mean, it is small. not gonna lie there. It is kind of small, but the fall off is kind of still true. So I feel like that first drop shadow that we have is probably what makes it a mistake, and an in-between. So something like a 14 for the blur on the initial one, and a 6 or a 4 on the secondary one to make it flatter might work better. And then the secondary here in the highlight, something like a 16.6 might work. But then we have that issue right here for the drop shadow, which the drop shadow itself is impacting the bottom part of the inner wall, but not the wall itself. So I'm thinking maybe it needs to be like a radial gradient, on top of that stroke eyeline thing. That is the inner rim, like this thing, rather than the drop shadow. That way it might be good, might be easier. I'm just thinking out loud. The main issue that I have with the radial gradient though is because this thing is not a fully radial thing. It has a bit of a more flat surface. That might be an issue. If I have to get this like pure red, let's do pure red on both sides with you know what? The radial gradient right here. It's not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be on this one. Right, we're supposed to have something like this, technically-ish. That feels kind of wrong. It could work if I'm right with my placement. Here, kinda. I'm not right with this one. Like that is wrong, but with a bit of fall off, it could work. It could work. Let's try it out. Let's see. Let's use that color, which is not really the good one, but you know, that way we have something that makes sense. And from here, let's get rid of the drop shadow there. Ah! Yeah, it's too strong here. Like the top is perfect. That's pissing me off. And the bottom isn't. So I could fix it with another one on top of it that has the exact same color as this, but that feels like a lot of work for no reason. But it also feels like the easiest way of fixing it. So let me see. And if I'm doing this with that here, yeah, It's a transition issue. Once again, it needs to be on point. That's pretty good. Also, I know I'm looking for very far away from what you can see as details. I apologize for that. Like this one is kind of sharp right here, right there is more of a fall off of the shadow. It's the same thing here. So we may have to fix that. More fall off. Yeah, it kind of works. Which black line? The black line that is there? Yeah, I agree. I think it's too strong. It's also probably not the right color either. But the shadow seems darker around here compared to around there. So from what I'm seeing while looking at the stream on my phone, which is kind of interesting because it gives me an idea of the things that I'm missing, and also on the iPad it's the same thing. It's kind of interesting. That is darker, that shadow is darker, and that highlight is smoother. And then here I have a highlight that is really sharp and a shadow that is not as strong when I'm looking at them side by side. But technically speaking, the shadow that is supposed to be in between the thumb and the wall right there is supposed to be way darker, but it doesn't seem to be good. Naveen, hi, welcome on in. How are you? How is your day going? It is really close, but there is something that is missing. I feel like the outline of the wall doesn't have as much roundness to it, first of all, which I can't really fix. And then, I mean, I could. It's the secondary rim thing. That's gonna be annoying. The longest, you mean this one? The inner thing? If you think about it, when you're looking at the top section, we don't really have a cross section. From that image, it looks flat, but it's not. I think we see that kind of here. It is, I can't really zoom in, but it's a divot. So it has a bit of a fall off thing, but it's really, really, really tight. Kind of like here. And so it's kind of hard to get, but it's darker on the official image. One of the things that we are missing is the shadows that are here and here to give us the transition between the two. So I think I could just add that quickly as circles. Like that. Like probably shit like this. Somehow. It's kind of going out of the rim, which is not good, but it helps a bit. I'm still way too far away for you to see the fucking details. My bad. it helps. Yeah, it is a perspective thing where the bottom is darker than the top, where it shouldn't be, first of all. And that's an issue with me here, with that thing, that rim inner thing is supposed to be a gradient, and this, damn it, and the gradient inside is going to be lighter right there. But that's gonna go up to here. It's just a highlight on that section first of all, so it matches with the shadow. I forgot about that. It's good to know. And that's much better. That helps. That helps a lot. Cool. Didn't think about it. And it seems that the rim, this, also needs some sort of a gradient color. Subtle. But still. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. These two ellipses are not good because they go out. And now they don't. Need that to go up to here and up to about there, yeah. That's just the mask to make sure that the shadows, inner shadows thingy right there don't go too far away. I don't hear the songs, that is crazy. And you can hear them, I think, I hope. I don't know. Also, Naveen, how did you find the stream? Wasn't sure it was your first message, first time seeing you here, but yeah, how did you find the stream? Yeah, it's just a me thing, I can't. You see that shadow right here is really dark, and I have a feeling that it could, might, shall, probably, potentially help. To have like a very dark shadow thing, but it also needs to be stopped around here. Like it's this one is a doozy, as we say. It is complicated. Dang. Let's go pure black. You know, so that we see what we're doing. The blur needs to be bigger. The spread would need to be lower. We can't do that. So I think we are gonna need a duplicate of that shadow specifically to be underneath the thumb in a mask. I don't like it, but I don't think I have a choice. It's either that or I'm doing like a shape shadow, which could work. Let me try that instead of everything else. So instead of having that, I'm just gonna outline these and then getting rid of these 2 points at the top and bottom. So we just have that section right there. That is the thing that is gonna give us our drop shadow. And so if I'm putting it underneath the thumb, getting rid of that strong ass shadow that we just created, and moving this thing inside, we may be good. If the shadow itself is less blurry, right? It's gonna be right there, so we can just extend the line a smidge. And also that offset is just wrong. Debatable. Debatable. Could work. Props, hi, welcome on in. How is you? You heard nothing. There is no cat in this house. You probably heard nothing. Ah! Ah! For fuck's sake. Just align yourself. Feels hi. Good morning to you. You are up early. It's 12. How? You'd be surprised. My body do make weird noises often. It's things that happen when I'm not streaming, and I'm saying that if these noises were to come out while I'm streaming, some people would have a bit of a question of my human traits. Couldn't sleep anymore. Yeah, that happens sometimes. It helps a smidge. I think we're good. I think we're pretty good. Redma, hi, welcome on in. The left, no, the right shadow is kind of meh. Eh. It seems to need to be a teeny tiny bit more black, darker. Have a good 30-minute pause. And also the drop zone shadows here. This one is darker, or at least it's more orange, more included. And then here it's kind of the same. So the top one is good, but the bottom one isn't. So I'm gonna take this one and make it a bit more red in terms of main color. So something like around here and more on the orange side to get that through. Bit of a color thing. And that seems okay. Let me see if I can just jump the opacity of these things and the darkness of them. I'm gonna make them a bit more saturated as well, just for the sake of interest. Such a small detail, but sometimes sometimes that's it. I'm gonna shut the fuck up after that. Sometimes it helps. Have a good rest of your day, Props. Thanks a lot for stopping by. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon. Debatable. Pretty good. Debatable. We're missing a bit of a rim thing. Kinda. Baffled. Hi. What going in? Because you can play ads if the if that thing is available. You can play ads for me if you want to, but I mean that stream redemption is not really working technically, because most of the time this thing is just off because ads are playing so often for some reason because of Twitch schedule. But if you happen to press the fucking thing while the ad thing is available, then you can push the people that don't have subs to subs. It's a win-win. You don't give a shit because you have a sub. And yeah, it is a very troll move. Aha! See, it has a teeny tiny bit of orange on the outer. I like it. I like it a lot. And now he wants daytime. For fuck's sake. How much is it? I forgot how much it cost. It cost a lot, right? In terms of channel points. I think. How much did I put that? Yeah, 1,000 points. It's not that much, but it is much. Something is missing, and I don't like it. It's softer. It is softer. I think it's really the right shadow on the thumb, like right here, that is making it not as good. And also the highlight is going further down here compared to there. Ha! Yeah, I do agree with you for the orange theme, because that way you can see orange, whereas if you are in dark mode, it's more or less not dark. You can type exclamation mark assignment to get the link, or you can get the link from the Discord directly here. The link in the chat command will send you to this, which gives you what it is, which is a lamp, and it looks good. We're just recreating one of them, not the rest. I was thinking about like an offset thing, because it looks good, but yeah. Yeah. I feel like from here we are pretty good, but there is something with the rim that is just so slightly different. I have a feeling that it's just my my border being at 9 instead of being like at 6 or 7 to match with the original. And also when you're looking at it here, there is a fall off right there and a fall off right here that makes it more rounded, as I said. And so to achieve this, I need a blur, but that's gonna be a 0.5 in blur to get that, or not even. I think a 1 in blur would work, but it's also like not great. Like, it needs to be sharp for some reason. Yeah, somehow like this. Somehow. Just that bitch ass thing just doesn't really work. Yeah, that doesn't really work. That's better though. Just not here. Ah! Maybe it's just this needs a 1 of blur to get the effect. It's close. I feel like it would be better now, specifically if you're looking at it from further away. For the rim, at least, the wall of the lamp seems better. Like, that's good. Like, the fall off is good. The amount of shallow transition is good. But the side of the left side is just broken. That something is not right. It almost feels like the bottom is way too deep in. Like that's the original on top. It is on point though, right? You see how much black it is? It's also further in, like further to the right. Yeah. Yeah, it's more aligned. Cool. But it needs to be darker. It's close, but something is wrong. I feel like this is too much. At 2, I think at 1 it would be better, and then it needs like a drop shadow and an inner shadow that would help darken the right side. Something like that, maybe. Let me see if I can overlay it so that the color goes through properly. Feels like a 2. -2, -2. Just the edge. That's better. That's better. Let me duplicate that one inner shadow and make it a drop shadow, so that we have something that is falling in on the rim. I feel like it needs a bit more blur, but the amount of transparency is pretty good. The only thing that I don't like is here. It's darker, but now it's better. Kinda. This is debatable. What do you think from where you stand and what you can see? Can you see things other than the top of the thumb not having the darkest line where it should? I feel like that's better. I kind of want to change the angle here to something like this. Just darken the whole thing. I wish I could blur. No, I know I can, but I wish I could blur the stroke, which it's kind of easy to do, but just having that stroke duplicated and blurred, right? That gives us a bit of a fall off of shadows inside of the wall. You mean this? It feels as if it's different colors. Like, to me and to my eyes, it feels like this is darker than this, but it's not. That's one of the things that is kind of weird. Like, it's the fall off is greater, but the color is identical. It's just like more blurred, like that. Like this one, maybe if we made it less sharp, but it's like the sharpness is what makes it interesting, but we can make it less sharp to have that and make it a teeny tiny bit lighter to visually play with our brains so that it matches. It seems better to be a teeny tiny smidge lighter. Gonna give it a bit more saturation as well, because that helps with making it pop and making your brain think that it's the same. So I feel like we did good. I feel like we did good. I'm post that on Discord. As always, if I have like another spree of ideas like I did last time, yeah, the top is wrong. It's nice to see it on another platform. It's always give you things that you didn't see in the first place. We are missing a drop shadow on that to have the transition between the light and the background. It's such a small thing, but it's still there. And we're missing this thing at the top to be darker, because my thumb is going too high by like 2 pixels at that level of abstraction. That's pretty cool. Good to know. But yeah, I didn't show that because I forgot. But yeah, that's last week's assignments, which I feel like it's pretty good. I showcased it last week after I redid it, but it is really, really, really simple. Now it's just like spirals, and that's about it. I feel like we did a good job on this one. It's the same, more saturated, as you can see that the right one is more orange than the left one, and we still have like grain and shit. I feel like we could add some grain, but it feels out of place. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Good point. It's shit. I hate it. I'm drinking these, which doesn't mean much for you, but it's coming from the same brand that is doing the potato chips. That is my last Instagram post. So yeah, highball is no, highball is a whiskey drink. So it's whiskey with soda water, like sparkling water, and yeah, that's about it. This one is pretty good. I'm surprised. I'm not drinking much on my own, but yeah, that happens. And for Rive, Denny, I have yesterday's stream having Rive and all the feedback that I've done on that. I've tried this morning to chop up the stream for YouTube video like I did for Spline last week. The segment of Rive is currently, with chop up everything, 52 minutes. And it's basically 50 minutes of me rambling as the UI is shit, nothing makes sense, the intuitivity of the UI is shit. So yeah, I didn't really enjoy Rive overall. It's sad because I know that it's good overall. Stony has been sleeping hard. Let me I tried to wake him up yesterday before stream. Didn't work. I send him messages every time before we go live, but still sleeping. Also, you were there with your camera. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't even know what we said. Yeah, no, deep talk. What do you mean? What do you mean fascinates you? What happened? So yeah, Rive is good overall. It's a good app. It has potential. It has a lot of features. It's great, but the intuitiveness and the things that you are supposed to have in an animation tool are not there, and that is pissing me off. So it's what do you mean my server is like my layers? My server is named. And these layers are named. I said that specifically for you, but you working. I have things that are called rim. I mean, these two are supposed to be called shadow. All right. Things are named. Makes no difference. Naming layers makes no sense. I think someone said that earlier on Twitter. I don't know if I liked it. I may have. It's been a while though now. It's been like a day. Which a lot of things happen. Nope. That's further out. What do you mean I can use folders? Folders for what? Folders for the server? There is no need for that. No, naming layers makes no sense if you are a team of one. I said that multiple times. Like you have no interest of naming whatever if your file is only going to be seen by you. If you need to collaborate with someone else, like a client or another designer, then naming your layers just help the other person or persons that you are working with. Other than that, it makes no difference. It makes no sense, and it's a waste of time. One of the things that we had a bit of a discussion with Seike about a year and a half ago about naming layers is if you name your layers while working, for some people, it's a waste of time. And for me, usually what I do is I'm not taking the time of naming layers while I'm working, but I'm naming my layers afterward, which seems like a waste of time also, but it's just in case I need to send the design to the clients, or in case another designer is coming in the company later and I don't know about it yet, then the file that they are getting is cleaned. But it's just like most of the time naming layers, if you know that the file is going to be for you, it makes no sense. And so going back to what Ashley was saying last week, naming layers on illustration makes no difference. I think I did on the first car. I think I named the things like this is the front bumper, this is the right bumper, this is the highlight of the wing, this is the backlight ridges. I think I named all the things, but it's just a waste of time. It's good because now that I have the file in the community and then people can take a look at it when they're opening the file, it's named and then know what is related to what. But other than that, yeah, it's bad. Anyways, the habit of naming things while you're working, like just doing a command R while you are dropping a rectangle because you know that it's going to be a header, that makes sense. But yeah. And what do you mean I need oh, you mean folders as in here? That's what you're saying. You mean that? These folders? Yeah, no, I have folders. Just like I have these ones that are not necessarily useful for me right now. They used to be, but they are not now. But this one is open because these are the one that I'm spamming. And you thought it was not folder. No, I have folders. I probably have more servers than you in there. Yeah, we have a bit of things. I have folders. Good. So we did that. That's done for today. Nice. Yeah, I think we could have like a bit of a highlight darkened thing in between the two. It could also be like a thing on the rim thingy right there. To just have a bit of not on the shadow thing, but kind of on the inner side of the rim, the first one, like the one that has everything, like this one, for example. Something like darker version right here. Something that takes something like this could help to just be at the angle right there to darken the top, and then we can just have a bit of fall off right there. Yeah, that feels better. Just darken the top. And yeah, you were shitting on me as like folders. I have folders. Anyways, I need to post that on Twitter later, but well, we'll see here. Still have some things to do around there, obviously. This one will need like a lot of grain and texture. Also, that's a thing that is needed that we don't have right now, and we also need things like the wing-ish thingy needs to have some sort of an element, because we don't have anything right there right now. Not just yet. I didn't do enough. I think I spent somewhere around 2 hours on this. What makes it good is that linear gradient, like the gradient right there plus the inner shadow to highlight the border of the highlight. That changes everything, but we still have a bit of an issue with the drop colors, like the overall shine of the car makes it bluish, more saturated green, and that's not an option in blending mode there. Like, for example, I think on Xcode for building iOS apps, you have a blending mode for the glass effect that we introduced in iOS 7 that basically bumped the saturation underneath. And that's not a thing that I can do easily here. Like, I don't really have that option. I can like do a difference or whatever, but it's not gonna give me much more like brighter green underneath, which is kind of sad because it should. Like this, but that's too much. So yeah, it's kind of bad. But I'm still missing some elements, as I said, like the rear window. Just because it has these fucking dots. I don't want to do it. Holy hi, welcome on in. Good midday-ish, almost lunchtime. How are you? How is everything? Is the wife back? Or not yet? Oh, you mean with the logo? Nah. If I do that, I'm gonna be crucified by the Porsche boys. I don't want to do that. Oh shit! No, that's too. That. Nope. That's too close. We said no. All right, cool. That's not visible enough. Yeah, that's better. Also, the inner color is just bad. Oh, that's why. My bad. That's why it was not visible. Ah. It is the morning, cool. That's true. I do agree with that. Oh shit, that's bad. It makes it more unique, as in, yeah, that person made the thing. That makes sense. There is their logo right there. Yeah, but also, who cares? I don't know. It feels weird to me to just like if I had my logo here or my logo here. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I need to pee again. 1 second. All right. Yeah, yeah. Good job on this 7 days streak. It's pretty good. That is pretty good. Ashley, I haven't seen your streak today. Not saying that you haven't had a streak today, but I haven't seen it. it feels like I need to get that green, that as a gradient, and that gradient is gonna need to be ending kind of flat around here, and then at the bottom we can duplicate it. So I have a feeling that it may be beneficial for me to get that angle right. Yep, like that. Let's make it fall off in a tad more. And we're gonna do a darker ish here. That is neat. Tell me or show me or send me something when you have something. Kind of obviously want to see, but you know. What type of compass did you take? I saw one today, I think. Really Angry Hedgehog, hi, welcome back. How have you been? It's been probably a long time. Yeah, it's been a long time. I've had this one pop in my feed today, and these ones as well, which are like more tattoo thing. But yeah, I am kind of sad to tell you that the bits sound alert reward have kind of died. They are yeah, they didn't work for so long that it's not there anymore. Sorry. I think there is still a sound alert thing, but it's not working as well as it used to. So I would recommend not trying. Like, yeah. We have the sound alerts, but I don't know what they are. I don't know which sound alert they are related to. I think these are the sound alerts, as in I think, unsure. That's me speaking. I think they're these ones. Thingy.
Unacceptable!
That.
Condition! Unacceptable!
Which is kind of loud, but it works. So we have some. But yeah, how have you been? It's been a while. Has been a while. I do. Now that I'm in Japan, it's like 8:30 here, but depending on where you are, well, it is either extremely late or extremely early if you're in the US, or if like you're in Europe, it's midday, so that's not good for streaming. The fucking light is killing me. I hate it, but I was doing the bottom thing, so let's do the bottom thing again. I need a secondary one right here to just, bitch, not do that, to do this and bring it back up. right? To highlight it right there. That's pretty good. It feels like the background needs to be somehow lighter. Somehow. No, that's that. Nope, that's bad. Nope. Well, that will be good. And in this thing, even though we already have a linear thing, because we have the carbon fiber streaks, we need that to be applied on top to be visible and then give us the texture. And the thing is, I don't know how to do that properly. Like we could go with something like this. Ah. No. Yeah, this is shit. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. This won't work. Won't work. And I don't want to do it manually. That's the thing. I know that I already need to do this one kind of manually, like the hexagonal pattern. It's that's gonna be not the easiest to do. That makes sense. Cat, you've been not sleeping for a while. That might be the reason. I don't know. I don't know. Not an expert on the subject, but your lack of sleep might, could, shall, maybe, potentially be the reason of your eepiness. I don't know. Just saying. Also, one of the things that I said to Stony as well, right? A normal sleep schedule might not be working for you, and that's fine. The thing is, you specifically, Stony doesn't have that issue, but you specifically are working in a company that is expecting things from you in regular hours. And that's the main issue. For Stony that doesn't really have a job, I think, doesn't need to wake up at like 8 and go to work. It's, yeah, it's I don't think a different time zone will change anything. I think you need to work for a different time zone while keeping yourself in the current time zone, or in whatever time zone, but you need to work for the opposite time zone in order to make use of your misalignment. So, for example, if you were to work for, I don't know, maybe the US or Canada, which is opposite of you, kinda ish, that might work. That could be interesting. but you need to do all of that, and that's a lot of work. No. Oh. Nah. Why not do the opposite? Right? Why not stay in Belgium and work for Australia? I know, because you have a job in Belgium. But, you know. Working for the US is kind of weird. I applied for a job in the US yesterday. I mean, I applied for another one earlier today. There's a job at the browser company for Arc. So I applied there, but they want someone that is living in the US, and I hate it. So I'm probably not gonna do that. Probably won't do it just yet. That thing, that's killing me. So this thing is gonna take that, duplicate it, make it darker, like that. Somehow. Nah. Why not? Why not? Everyone is on Discord. Why? I shall. I know that some people are doing this, having the people that are currently in the co-working chat on the overlay, and I have space right there. I was thinking about the following, like the people that follow the stream or follow the channel while we stream, that pops around here. But maybe we could have currently active people in the Discord above my head when we are here. I don't know. I know that there is like an overlay integration for Discord for that specific purpose already, so we could do that. Something is missing and I don't know what it is. That's because your OBS cam is used. So you probably have the setting of start virtual cam that has been enabled. And when you quit OBS, you forgot to turn it off. Or your PC or your Mac, or I forgot which platform you're in, forgot to say that OBS wasn't a webcam anymore, and so you need to disable that. That's usually what happens. You can also change the camera you are using on Discord directly to not use the OBS cam. Usually that works as well. Maybe, you know. Shit. That's the opposite. Damn. Yeah. I know you use your iPad for the meetings. I've seen that. I'm aware. Why? This one. Why? Why is it not darker? Like that. What happened? That. Cool. That element is darker than the rest, so I'm trying to darken the tire a bit. That's true. The iPad Pro is a nice cam. I'm thinking about updating mine because it's the second generation of iPad Pros. And since there hasn't been an update this year or last year, maybe there will be an update this year, and so I can have something. The only thing that is pissing me off is the trade-in money cashback that I can get is currently about $350 for this one, and that's for the current lineup of iPads. But if I wait for the next one, it's gonna be 150, so half of it. I don't know, and I can't really resell it for 400. Like, that makes no sense to me. So I don't know. I do not know. We'll see. See what happens. That tire is pretty good so far. That thing though is dark, as in dark. This thing right there is not dark enough. Not dark enough. Let me do radio thing going on top of shit. 100% radio going up to here, kind of flat like that. Right? It's kind of black. Right? It's black up until here. Cool. I could do that. That's true. That way we have the fall off through that. And the top section is also kind of black. This is debatable in terms of positioning. I'm gonna check this out. But it's a car. I'm not a car person. That's a no. That's a truck, but a low truck. That's truck. Yeah, 100%. I don't know. I rather have the you know, Brian, hi, welcome on in. These ones, like, that's more fun. And yes, this is a this is a real car that is functional, as in it can ride, but it's just fun. Like, this is fun to me. That's more interesting than the one that you just said. To me, at least. I don't think we need flying cars. And also, the current state of flying cars are not good. Let me say that. The current state of flying cars are it's just a drone. It's not good tech, and we haven't found the good tech that would work yet. I mean, we have found it. The thing is, currently with the technology that we have, we don't have the miniaturization power to make them small enough tech to be recognized and useful for levitation, basically. But yeah, I think the issue and the fear that people can have with flying cars is that if you have an engine failure, you're dead. Like, there is a 90% chance of you dying. Like, you have parachutes and safety nets and all of that, but if you are flying in a weird situation, or if you are not paying attention and you have two flying cars colliding with each other, you're probably dead. If you are on a swimming car and you have an engine failure, well, you can get out. And even though swimming is not necessarily good, you can stay alive for longer. And you don't have an impact. If you have two boats that are like crashing into each other, well, you can have a safety boat and all of that. Yeah, have you seen the Lexus overboard? Because the Lexus overboard from a long time ago now, this was great. This was a good hovering, real hovering overboard, but it was with like it needs to be extremely cold, and all that. It's not great. White Panther, hi, welcome on in. Him is not there, but is at the top of the charts with dropping 90 and then disappearing. How are you? How's your now not morning anymore day going? But yeah, this was great. I don't think the overboard will be a good thing overall. Like, the fact that it's hovering doesn't add anything really different than a skateboard. However, oh shit, what's his name? The one from the not that, but technically that. The one from his friends. How is its name? For fuck's sake. Harry Osborn. Is it with an H? No. Like that. So if we have that with power that is good enough to send you flying, yes. This is the cool factor. And then it's not on the market, and technically the Lexus hoverboard was only working in the skate park that they had built. Basically, the entirety of the skate park was semiconductors magnet reversed to have the board at like 5 centimeters from the ground. So yeah, not really good. Performance review this morning. That is, yeah, good. What is the childhood dessert that you're talking about? I don't think someone drunk could operate this ever. You need balance to be able to fly this thing. Like it's kind of as if you had a drunk person on a snowboard already. Not really good. Sabian. How do you type that? Also, why are you shouting? Sabian. All right. Interesting. So it's sweet, I'm guessing, from all of that. They have different types. I know these. Simeon, but yeah. Well, if it's good and you like it and you're about to do that, enjoy. It seems pretty good. Did it, like, is it really specific Indian, and then in the UK it's not really available around you? It's kind of sad. It's the same thing when I was living in Paris. One of the places I was in, which now I can dox myself. I don't give a shit. I should do that rather. I used to live here, and right there was, or is, I don't know if they are still here. A Tunisian, holy bitch, just a second is open and then it's not. Anyways, is a Tunisian bakery type of thing with the most amazing desserts from like the north of the African coast. And it's just great. They have been amazing since, or before they rebranded themselves with that fucking design. But knowing that the inside is the same thing, it's great. It is, yeah. And I used to live right here. Technically, I mean, a bit further down the street, but yeah. The owner of this restaurant, I guess. I forgot where is from, or was from, is from. I think he's still alive. But I think he was from Morocco, and he spoke almost every languages of the tourist that comes to France. So basically, he was not like French people that can't differentiate like a Japanese person from a Korean, but he could speak Korean, Japanese, Chinese. I think he had a bit of Vietnamese, German, French, Italian, Spanish, all of these, the basic lines to be able to get the tourists to come in the restaurant. And so the amount of time that I came out of my flat, and he was just speaking Korean to people on the street, or then the next day or the next group of people, it was like German, and he was speaking German. That was amazing. I used to live inside of this fucking thing for like 3 years. So having the desserts right here right there. So good. Anyways. Doxing myself is a thing that I'm doing on the daily here, so we're good. Don't worry about it. I think the vermicelli or vermicelle in French, I think you can get them, even if it's not the Indian type. I'm sure you can get some similar things that would help, but I know if it's not the exact ingredients, some recipe are like fucked up. I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah, please. Please do so. Have a good grocery trip then. Tachi, hi. Welcome on in. Good midday for you, as far as I remember. Or maybe I'm wrong. Once again, it's just the morning for you. I have no fucking clue. Good midnight. Good midnight. Like Australia thing. Midnight, right? I'm pretty good. I have had a bit of a sad adventure, but I'm better now. It feels kind of weird. Some of the thing that put me in the hospital before Christmas is starting to come back, like the feeling that I had just before I went to the hospital. So I don't know. Maybe it's back. We'll see. But yeah, other than that, we're good. Other than that, we're good. Yeah, no, it's fine. As I always say, worst case scenario, I die. Not much of a worst case anyway, so we're good. It's fine. Always good. Right now, I'm still alive, so you know, we deal with what we have, and it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Yeah, not really. I'm not dead on the inside. I'm not on that side of the millennials. I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing. I'm also in need of money. I need to find a way to make money fast, legally. And some of the way that are legal in Japan with the current visa that I have, I don't have the I'm not allowed to work in these type of jobs. So like I can't be a bartender, which is the easiest money you can have in Japan as a French person. Like you're French, you basically have the seal of approval of, oh, this is chic, this is romantique, all of that, and so Japanese people are just loving it. So I could, but my visa doesn't allow me to work in bars or restaurants or other things, so I can't do that. I'll be fine though. Good. Is it well made? Maybe it's not. I don't know. What did you do for food, by the way? Because I didn't open the... No, I don't judge your cooking skill. I don't cooking skills. I don't know what you did for cooking. Maybe it looks good. I have no clue. Oh, that's the thing that you said earlier. I thought you said that for like another day, or saving it for another day. Okay, fine. Pumpkin ricotta pasta. That's good. Yes, that sounds great. That sounds like something I need. Can you send it by mail? Please, please, send it by mail. We don't have a great pasta. I mean, we do have great pasta place around here, but not, as far as I've tested, not great Italian pasta place things. We have faxes, so you can do that, yes. I had one pasta dish last week, 2 weeks ago, not so long ago. I cannot tell you if it was fish or chicken in it. I don't know. I have no clue. It was I am in Tokyo, yes. It was some sort of gnocchi with cheese, and I think it was fish, but I'm unsure. The texture of it was so close to chicken as well. Nor did it taste like fish. So I don't know. I have one place that I want to try though, pasta wise, in not so far away, which is not this. My bad. That's the wrong fucking thing. That thing has been popping off on my TikTok, and it's some sort of a cold cold udon place that just looks great, and I need to go there because of the prices. I need to try that because it's cheap as fuck, and it's like fresh made udon, which is great. I've been eating like woke udon for the past week, but yeah, these look great, and the prices. This one is basically €7, £6, $10. Doing conversion in my head. This is kind of crazy. Like, this is $5. I need to go. But yeah, they are kind of closed on the weekend when I can go. So we'll see when I go. But yeah, one of the things that also some people here have been freaking out about, £6, I said, it's close. I've been here since last May, and I haven't had ramen since I've been here. Not a single time. And people are freaking out. because you think that we eat ramen all the times. No. I've had sushi once. I mean, sushi once, as in a restaurant type of thing. But yeah, I had sushi, obviously. But I had sushi like 2 times when I went on a date in the beginning when I just came back. And that's it. But then we have the other things like these things. Like they have sushi bentos from Family Mart, which are not the same thing as if you had like sushi and maki in a very specialized restaurant. But still, I've had a lot of these because they're great. They're great. They are cheap as fuck, and they're filling. That's what matters to me sometimes. So yeah, I don't know. Like these things. These things are almost better than your best sushi place where you live most of the time for the same price, obviously. Have a good rest of your day, by the way. Yeah, I like salmon as well. I do the tuna one from time to time. Like they have these ones a lot. These ones don't exist. They are not the same, but they are great. Like some of the things that are pretty good as well is that the supermarkets also have the one that have like fish, whatever. As an option, they also have like sushi and maki bento available that are fresh, done on the day, and most supermarkets have kitchens to do fried stuff like ebi, tempura, and all of that. And they are cheap as fuck, and they are great. And the fishes are better than the thing that I have in France. Like the chain of sushi place that we have in France, it's kind of shit. And it's $20 for the equivalent of, I don't know if I could find one, but that would be $8. €8 for like 6 pieces in France. And then here it's like 110 yen, so that's 60 cents. That's just crazy. So yeah, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. But the bento overall, the bento in convenience store are just crazy and extremely cheap. I'm kind of fed up with the onigiri. I love them, but I can't eat them anymore. Like I've ate too many of them. But that's the same thing. That's like 120 yen. So that's 50 cents. In France, one of these is $5, and it's shit. Sushi's good. Sushi is pretty good. It's one of the things that I have had in the past, specifically being here in Japan. Some of the food that we have is kind of weird, and I'm a picky eater when it comes to textures, but I will try things as long as I don't know what they are. So one of the recommendations that I can have for you, if you want to try without really trying, but kind of want to know if you like it or not, try it without knowing what is inside. Like, you will see salmon or you will see tuna, which are the official classic one. But if you have other sushi or maki or other raw fish dishes that are available to you, sometimes some of them are just weird. And like, I don't even know if they have yeah, like these things. Like, I really have a hard time with these. I can't eat that. Like, that's not that is no. Like, visually speaking, I can't, and then texture wise, I can't either. The live octopus, I can't. Like, that's not a thing that I can eat. The octopus in general is not a texture that I like. I have tried natto multiple times to see if it's really just a texture thing or if it's a taste thing. It's both. I don't like the taste, I don't like the texture at all. So yeah, but one of the things that I do is I try things. Like, I didn't really like, and I still don't, but I didn't really like oysters before. Before I tried them, I was like, yeah, that's not a thing that I will try anyway. And then I tried them once, then I had them second time to make sure, and it's not for me. I don't like it. At least I tried. And there are things like these bitches. I cannot eat that. Like, snails in France, can't eat that, and that's the same thing, but it's bigger. And I don't know. It's just the taste of it. So the recommendation, Denny, the thing that I was about to say is, if you have things like this in front of you, these are candy, so it doesn't count. But if you have things like this, try them without knowing what it is, and then based on your taste, if you like it or not, ask what it is. If you don't ask. If you do, maybe ask so that you can ask again. Like, if you really like it. If you don't really like it, don't ask what you just ate. Because our brains, with how we've been raised, with the food that we have been raised with, sometimes is telling us, oh, that is that things that are inside of, I don't know, chickens, I can't eat that. X, hi, welcome on in. Good morning? Good morning. I hope you're good. Yeah, kinda. We're talking trying food that we haven't tried before. So, for example, Denny didn't or haven't tried sushi maki before or ever. So I'm just recommending things. There is this trend currently of raw chicken in Japan. For the love of your health, even if it's in Japan, don't try it, please. There is a lot of food poisoning even in Japan, even though Japanese people are telling you that it's fine, it's Japanese, it's okay, it's good, it's like eggs, we can eat raw eggs here. No, don't. Even if it's in Japan, please don't do that. And yeah, this is just I can't with that. That's good. Nonetheless, Japan has weird food and the weirdest texture. There is a lot of slimy things. I think these are either brains or balls of some fish. I think. It's one or the other. I just don't remember which it is. It is... Yeah, some sort of fish eggs type of thing, but the male version. Yeah, it is balls. I was right. So that's yeah. Yep. That's it. That's that. Yep. Man, brave. Hi. Welcome on in. I call. And there is so many things like these that are like not really texture-wise good. Like Total Blood, what the fuck? Anyways, back to no official topic. Or anyways, but yeah, I don't know. Like Japan has really a lot of textural thing that I can't deal with overall. And me neither. And I tried. Like when I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, there has been things in the like food plates that we had that is Japanese cuisine that I couldn't. The texture was not good. Yeah, not an option for me. So I don't know. It's just kind of. It's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. I'ma say that. Nonetheless, I am the most tired that I've been, so I'ma find someone to raid if we can. You tell me if you have someone that is live at that instant other than Andreas, because we've raided them last week, but if not, can go there. I don't see much. Yeah, I got no one either. At least no one kind of live. We got the Captain Coder, but have Toggle Beat as well, but it also has like 90 people. I think I'm gonna go send you to Andreas again. Because, you know, started an hour ago. It's pretty good. Can you send me the @ so that I can check? I don't think I have the @ of Ellie. So I can check what they do, how they do it, all of that. Actually, what do you mean? You're saying Ellie, but then you're sending me Andreas. Just different. Feels like two different people. Am I missing something? Is Andreas' name Ellie? Thank you, Kat. And she's on lunch break. Can't do that. Also Italian, what the fuck? I'm not gonna pull them out of the lunch break. Right? Makes no sense. So let me send you back to that one. That's good. Like last time. Cool. So if you haven't checked, there has been a new video on YouTube that popped in today. For some reason, I had to reply to your tweet, and I said, you know what, let's do a tutorial. So that happens. Check it out. The VOD of this stream will go there as well in the empty channel. All of that. But if you want to join the Discord to share your assignment, please do the assignment until next week to do that. And then stalk me on social, all of that. I shall be back on Thursday for some code, potentially. I don't know what exactly, but potentially for some code. I hate it already. But yeah, as always, I said bitch a lot, shit a lot, and fuck a lot, which is the usual. And I shall be back on Thursday. I said that already. So enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, see you on Thursday for some coding things, potentially, maybe with an option, all of that. I'm gonna try to rest tomorrow. And based on my symptoms, maybe I need 2 more weeks to go to the hospital. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, bye. Take care of yourself. See ya.